I wanted to do another fun video because I like having fun and I don't like taking things too seriously, you know? So this week, I am going to go over my favourite and least favourite models from each army. A couple of ground rules. I'm not going to pick any Primarchs. I'm going to try not to double up, especially when it comes to Space Marines. And I'll get one skip, because there are definitely some armies that I'm not a big fan of. First off, Necrons, because they're my favourite. The best model, in my opinion, is a good old Hexmark Destroyer. Because what's better? 600 guns. And by 600, I mean like 8 or 9, depending on the version. He's great in game. I absolutely love playing him whenever I was playing 9th. And he can wear a tiny cowboy hat. It's adorable. How could you not love it? Now for my least favourite, stay with me, Trazyn. Now, stay with me here. First of all, he came out in 2011. He is still fine cast. And we got a new Orokin, so why have we not got a new Trazyn? He is by far probably the most popular character in Necrons. So why is he still a fine cast model? Somebody explain it to me, please. Moving on to Eldar. Personal favourite, Rangers. I just like it. Something about it just makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. The least favourite are the Warp Spiders because they're just clunky. I get it. I get the whole insect thing, but I don't like bugs, and they look weird. Next, Drukari. Favourite, Drazar. Rogue Trader ruined me. Good game, but morales are high. Ruined me. The least favourite, Lilith. Her feet are the least of her problems. She's supposed to be like this tall, lithe, gladiatrix lady. So why does she look like a hobbit who's constipated? For Orks, favourite, the Red Gobbo. He's adorable. And honestly, I love anything with Gobbos squigs. They're cute, they're small, and they just make me happy. Least favourite, Commandos. They're just goofy looking. Like, I don't understand it. I don't know why they were a part of this. Votann. So this is the skip. This is the one I decided. It was between Votann, Genestealers, and Custodes, and I don't like anything in Votann. I don't know why. Nothing. I was scrolling through, I was looking at them, I was like, something must spark joy here. Something has to spark joy. Nothing. Not a darn thing in that list made me think, meh. Alright. Tau. Tau is really hard for me to say. It's the at the end. Anyways, favourites, Kroot. Any Kroot, but if I have to be specific, the Lone Spear, by far the best looking one. I know a lot of people don't like Kroot, but Tau is supposed to be, full of different types of alien species, and when the Kroot are about I guess the Vespids are there too, but I don't, again, bugs, not my thing. But I like the idea of the Kroot. And then least favourite, Ethereals, besides the fact, again, I really can't say that word, it's really hard. They're just dumb. I don't like the lore. I don't like the models. The Tyranids, favourite, the Norn Emissary. What, the big scary guy. I like big models. They're cool looking, and he, again, looks really scary. And least favourite, for very personal reasons, Gaunts. Anything that has a gaunt in it. I hate them, and my fingers still hurt. Genestealers, like I said, it was on the list of ones that I don't care for, really. But when I was going through the list of models, there were some that I was like, okay. And for me, it was the Atalan Jackals. GW needs to stop naming things really weird. I don't know anything about Genestealers, really, other than they are usually the bad guy in 40k books. But these guys look cool, so there we go. And the opposite end, Aberrants, did not look cool, so I picked them. Moving on to Chaos, we've got Death Guard, and I picked the Tallyman / Sassy Nurgling. Sassy Nurgling is not his own model. Therefore, I picked Tallyman, because Tallyman also has an adorable little Nurgling with him, but the model as a whole looks really dope. My least favourite, fetid, whatever, Bloat Drone. It's just bad. The name is bad, the shape is bad, the look is bad, everything is bad, and I hate it. Moving on to Emperor's Children. Favorite, the Tormentor. Not a lot of models to choose from, but out of the 4 models they do have, the Tormentor I like the best. My least favorite, the Lord Cacophonist. The pipe organ thing on his back is stupid, and this is a hill I am willing to die on. Thousand Suns. My favorite is the Sekheta Robots. Don't boo me, I'm right. They look cool. I don't care what people think. My least favorite are the Rubric Marines. The headdresses are dumb, and I hate the extra trim. On to World Eaters. I love the 8-bound. They are great. They are everything that I think World Eaters is supposed to be. Everything about them just looks mean. And that's kind of the whole point. Whereas, least favorite, the Jackals are the opposite. They don't look menacing at all. And for models that are supposed to be in World Eaters, they just seem kind of wimpy. And last for Chaos, we've got Daemons. I picked Be'lakor. He's not a Primarch. It's allowed. Also, hashtag, hear me out. If he isn't allowed, then it's the Internal and Rapturous. And then least favorite, I think this is actually a popular opinion rather than an unpopular one, but the pink/blue horrors, they're not good. The old ones were better. Like, demons are supposed to be difficult to look at, hence the Internal and Rapturous. It's visually, it looks really good, but then the closer you look at it, it's like, oh, that's a person. That's a human that she's using as a heart. Whereas like the pink/blue horror, grey horrors, whatever, they're just funny little men, and they're supposed to be demons. Horror's in the name. It should cause like a visceral reaction in people. Moving on to the Imperium of Mankind. Start with Mechanicus and the Sidonian Scatros. Just haha, long boy. And least favorite, the Taraxis. How dare you defile the Pteranodon name like this? These are ugly. And then you took the PT mix from Pteranodon. Dinosaurs are cooler. You only wish you could be as cool as a Pteranodon. This is why we need Exodites. Imperial Forces. Favorite? Vindicar Assassin. Did you read Assassinorum? Because I did. These guys are so freaking cool. Plus, I love this model. I have it pictured here, if I remembered. Note to self when editing. Picture it here. Least favorite, obviously, Courtiers. It's bad. It's really bad. It's not good. This is not an intimidating man in any way, shape, or form. I would laugh in his face if he came after me. 2 Custodes. Again, third one on the list of armies that I'm like, meh about. The Sisters of Silence are cool. You know, I don't hate them. The lore is kind of neat. The models are actually, you know, proportionate compared to the other Custodes models. Least favorite, the other Custodes models. Sororitas. I like Aveline. I love that she uses white armor. I know GW does their cohesive paint scheme and you can paint your models however you like, but I do like her. Plus, the Flaming Fleur-de-Lis is a 10 out of 10. Mwah. Least favorite, Repentia. I get the concept. I get the vision. I see where they want it to go, but for me, personally, I don't think the model captures either of those. They're just no, I feel nothing looking at this. You know, like you're supposed to see Repentia and be like, yes, they're repenting for their sins against the Emperor. Blah. They just kind of look like they're running at me going, bleh. Imperial Guard. This is another one. Stay with me here. I like Krieg. I know. The optics of that are very bad. But I really like horror movies. And these guys, when painted in a certain way, not that certain way, but in a certain way, could look super creepy. I don't know if any of you know the movie Dead Snow. It's literally, it's a zombie movie about a specific army, but it's funny. And I think if you painted Krieg to be more like comically horror themed, it would go really, really well. And one day I'll have my own Krieg. I would do it like that. I would do them more zombie-like than anything. I don't like the Scions. The lore's great. The whole thing with them scaling a building while being fired at with live rounds, dope as hell. They look goofy. They look like a knockoff Krieg. Last for the Imperium, Knights. It's really not fair because most of these models are just the same model with just a different weapon loadout. So, favorite, Castellan. Least favorite, Lancer. And lastly, because I can, Space Marines. First, Space Marines in general. Favorite, Brutalis Dreadnought, my half-dead box lad. Least favorite, Primaris Tech Marines. Leave it to the Mechanicus, that's why they're there. On to named Space Marines, starting with Black Templars. Favorite, Emperor's Champion. Very regal. much knightly. Least favourite, Bayard's Revenge. It would make a great display model, but as far as playing it, I feel like that'd be kind of stupid. I just don't like it. Blood Angels, favourite, Asterath or Mephiston. Personally, I do like the callback to that one Dracula movie where Keanu Reeves has a terrible British accent. The muscle armor's dope. I know some people don't like it, but I do. And I do like over-the-top vampire theming in general, particularly with these two. Least favourite, Sanguinary God, because I should not have to spend an extra $30 to buy new wings. That's a crime. The Dark Angels, most of the models are named characters, so I'm sorry. Favourite, Asmodai. He just looks cool. Least favourite, Azrael, because for number 2 in charge, you should be as cool as Belial and Asmodai. You're not. For Space Wolves, favourite, I picked the Wolf Priest because 100% I want to kit bash this into like a Wendigo character. Think about it. It would look so cool. Least favourite, Wolfguard, because Space Wolves are dumb. I did add Deathwatch and Grey Knights because they are technically still there. So for Deathwatch, favourite, Artemis. Least favourite, I guess everything else, because you haven't had anything new since 1992. For Grey Knights, I picked Castellan Crow as my favourite. The sword looks cool. And least favourite is that stupid mech suit that they think everyone's obsessed with and we're not. Stop it. Update the rest of the army, please. Now that you've heard some of my hot takes, we'll call it, let me know what yours are. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? I want to hear what you disagree with. What did you boo me on? Because I'm right. I know I am. You know I am. Anyways, see you next week. Atalin, Jackals, the fetid, emissary. I'm really bad at pronouncing things.